Hey everyone, it is Linda with TWC Pilates, and today we're going to do a well-rounded total body workout. And all you need is a mat and a chair or something that you can use for balance, so something not on wheels. Remember, always listen to your body such that you have a positive movement experience. You always want to feel strength versus strain. Stepping your feet apart, nice and relaxed through the legs. We're just going to start by shaking things up a little bit. Just let your knees bounce, nice and loose in your legs, relaxing your shoulders, letting your arms, your hands, and your fingers be loose. And take a breath in and breath out. Good. And again, breath in and breath out. Awesome. And then just starting to take yourself into a nice little swing. Allow the weight of your arms to act as a pendulum. Notice that my movement is going from my shoulders, ribs, and pelvis all the way down into my hips and my knees and my feet. And the more you allow your arms just to generate the movement for you, nice and relaxed through the necks and shoulders, let the movement just come naturally. Move where it feels good. I always say, stay in the easy zone. And that is the zone where your body can move freely and easily and where it always feels good. Bringing it back into center again, just nice and relaxed through the arms. Bringing your feet in line with your hips. Let's take a breath in. And as you exhale, arms come down. Simply draw your chin to chest. Now here's where you can soften your knees, let your head and arms hang. Just say yes with your head, relaxing the muscles through the back of your neck and shoulders. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, press down with your feet, scoop with your abdominals, and roll all the way up. Again, breathing in. As you exhale, think of lifting, growing taller through your spine, but then each vertebra moves up and over. So if you're peeling off a wall, one vertebra at a time. Knees are bent, feet are planted. Just let your arms swing forward and back. You can bend your knees as much as what you need so that you feel really good in your spine and supported in your body. Pause, take a breath. As you exhale, press down equally into both feet, bending your knees, drawing your abdominals in, and restacking till you feel your body standing all the way over top of your feet. Good. We're going to come to your chair. We're going to stand with an arm's distance apart. And we're just going to bend your knees and let your chest and your head relax down. Nice extension, shoulder stretch, then round your back, scoop with your abdominals. And again, lengthen through your spine, knees can bend. And again, just go where it just feels delicious for your body. You get that sense like your body is just drinking it all in. Allow your ribs to expand, keeping your shoulders relaxed and your head heavy. Visualizing a magnet pulling your tailbone behind you as your chest are heavy and lengthening, and your arms are creating expansion for your ribs. And then round your back and come all the way up to stand. Facing forward, one hand on the chair, we're just going to side stretch over. And as you do this, let your hip fall out and then bring it up. And again, breath in, knees relax, hips fall out, ribs expand through the side, and lift. Again, up and over with your breath, knees soften, relax your shoulders. Can you feel the beautiful space between your shoulders, your neck, and the top of your head? And come all the way up. Other side, turning around, take a breath in, and let your knees soften, hips fall out, relax your shoulders. You're just using your chair for balance. You're really allowing the expansion to come because you're letting your hip fall away, your ribs expand into this beautiful side stretch, and bring it up. And one more time, breath up and over. Nice opening through the ribs, noticing how your breath already starts to feel more full and natural. Turning and facing the chair, you're going to take your feet about as wide as the mat, a little wider than pelvic width, and just that natural turn up from your hips, your knees, and your feet will follow. We're just going to squat down and stand back up. So as we squat, remembering we always initiate from your hips. Think of sitting down, and it literally is like you're sitting down onto a chair, down onto the toilet, where your hips go back and your spine stays long. Starting to incorporate more of your upper body as you stand up. Press down with your feet, but also press down with your hands into the chair. And as you press down into the chair, you can start to get that activation of your triceps, your mid-back, and that sense of lifting through your abdominals. So that exhale to stand. So there's some beautiful energy of the hands and feet pressing down, but your abdominals and spine lifting up. And we'll do 2 more, easy with the breath. Press through and lift, and take it down. Press through and lift. Now we're going to take it halfway down, hold it. Make sure that you're nice and flexed in the hip, that we're not tucking under and squeezing the glutes, pressing the knees forward. Let the hips move, let the spine be long, holding this position, and we're going to alternate the heel raise. So we're lifting right and left. And what you want to focus on is keeping your pelvis nice and stable. I'll turn this way so you can see me from another angle. So your arms are long, and as you're lifting one heel and then the other, we're not getting a big hip sway. So focusing on what's staying still. Challenge your balance, take your arms up, and continue the motion. And notice again how still you are from your pelvis to the top of your head. And we'll just go here for 2 more, and lift and lift. Nice work. Press, take a breath in, and stand all the way up. Now you'll bring your heels together into what we call a Pilates V. So it's not too wide a V. Your feet are really just about 2.5 inches apart, such that when you're standing, you can get this nice connection or squeeze of your thighs and glutes. This time, it's like a plie where you're keeping your pelvis underneath you. So before, when I was saying let your pelvis sit back, now we want to keep that alignment between your ribs and your pelvis. And what you'll notice is that the main focus becomes on the way down to your ankles. How much dorsiflexion, how much bend do you have in your ankles? And then when you stand up, I want you to really squeeze, like you're squeezing through your inner thigh and your glutes, lifting through your tummy and lengthening through your spine. And squeeze on the up, plie down, squeeze on the up. Awesome. Remember, movement happens in our joints, so really being in that awareness of the movement in your hips, your knees, and your ankles. Let's hold it down. Pelvis is underneath you, so you're in alignment from your ribs to your pelvis. Abdominals are in, spine is tall and strong, and we lift right and left, and right and left. That's it, and right and left, and staying so very still through your pelvis and your center. One of the differences between when Pilates, what we call your powerhouse, and what people often refer to as the core, is in Pilates, the powerhouse involves everything, all the way around, not just the front of the body, but the sides and the back. Let's do 1 more each side, right there. Take a breath in and stand up and squeeze. Nice. Now you're going to take your chair to the side, and you can use it for balance. If you're feeling confident as we go through with balance, you don't need to use the chair. It's really just there if you need it. We're going to step your left foot forward and your right foot back. Now notice the length of my stride here. It's not close together. My foot is back, I'm up on my toe, and my front foot is planted so I can feel my toes, my forefoot, and my heel. Put an imaginary book on your head, and we start to lunge down and up. Notice here how my back knee is right underneath my shoulders and my head. So I'm literally going straight down and straight up, and down and up. So balance challenge. If you don't need the chair, you're feeling solid in your center, take your arms off and reach them out front. Emphasizing the up, you press down into your feet. So I'm pressing down into my back forefoot and toes. I'm pressing down into my toes, my forefoot, and my heels. And if I can push my heel down into the floor on the way up, you can relate that to a little deeper glute activation. Now on this next one, we're going to hold it. Take your arms out to goalpost, tuck your pelvis under a little bit and squeeze your right glute. And we just want to do a little shoulder blade squeeze. Keeping your ribs in, tempting to let the ribs drop forward. Don't do it. Keep your tummy in nice and tight. Ribs are stable. And just getting that activation between your shoulder blades. Using your breath for 4 and 3. Nice relax through your neck and shoulders. And 1. Nice. Standing up. Step this foot in just a little. Press your heel down. We're going to rise up to the back toe and down. Again, the chair is there. Awesome. Now what I do is I teach in what we call progression. So I'll always start with the most foundational basic movement. And then when I add progression, what I'm doing is I'm adding challenge. So your next level of challenge would be to step up and then come back. Step up. And what we want to focus on is finding your side hip on your standing leg. I call it ground center align, where when I stand, I'm pushing this foot down is the grounding. The center is this powerhouse I referred to earlier. And the alignment is that I'm literally standing right over top of my foot. Balance challenge, hands come off and we step up, balance, squeeze, pause, hold, and down. Remember, the mindfulness is in the control of the movement. So to press through, balance, hold, slow to come back shows that you're in control of the movement. And then back down. Nice work. Let's do 2 more. Squeeze, think ground center line. Through your standing leg. Push down into your foot. Squeeze your standing glute. Grow tall. 1 more. And we go up and hold. And bring it down. Nice work. Let's turn and face the other way. So we're going to come into that lunge stance again. I'm nice and big in my stance so that my front heel can be planted. My torso from my pelvis to my head can be upright. So that when that back knee bends, it's like I'm just taking a knee. Back knee is right underneath you. Again, we're back into the powerhouse. It involves everything from your pelvis, which means your glutes, your abdominals, and your ribs, front, sides, and back. Emphasizing the up as you press down into your feet, squeeze your back glute, and lift through your abdominals. Option, balance challenge, arms come out front. Whoops, I'm too soon on that, sorry. We're going to keep the hand down for a moment. And now we're going to, we are going into our balance challenge. Arms come forward, squeeze the glutes, a little tuck of the pelvis. This time, straight arms to the side, keep your ribs in, thumbs back, and squeeze. And squeeze. Notice that my ribs and head and pelvis are staying perfectly still, tempting to thrust the ribs forward. Keep your abdominals engaged. Tighten your back glute, keeping your eyes lifted. That's it. And exhale. Exhale. Good job. 2 more. Squeeze and squeeze. Nice work. And bring it up. Step the foot in enough that you can come down onto your heel. From here, we rise up and back down. And rise up and down. Good. Option is to keep your hand on the chair. Now we lift the leg up and we come back. And this is where we're thinking ground center align. So when I stand, I'm perfectly stacked. Good. Press down into your foot, lift up through your spine. Option, take the arms into it, and we lift, squeeze, pause, hold. Bring it back down. Lift, squeeze, pause, hold. Bring it back down. Think ground is the foot to the floor. The center is the squeezing of your standing glute, the drawing in of your abdominals, and the align is that sense of lengthening through your spine, out through the crown of your head. Energy moving in 2 different directions, down and up, and we lift. And 1 more time, ground center align, and bring it down. Good job. and shake it out. Fantastic. So we're going to take your chair now, make sure it's solid, so I'm going to put mine on the mat so it doesn't slide. And we could just have a little seat right here, and I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. I'm going to take my arms out front, and we're just going to do a little curl back, and then coming back up. As I go back, I'm focusing on my abdominals, tucking my pelvis under. So as I move, I'm thinking about my lower abdominals, my pubic bone comes to the belly button, and sinking belly to spine, and drawing the abdominals up under the ribs. So just this nice scoop. So remember, this is an excellent option when we're doing a similar movement on the mat. If it makes your hips a little bit tight, that you can always come up here on the chair and do this motion. Let's hold it. Take it back. Find that scoop. Neck and shoulders are relaxed. And let's do a little rotation as you breathe in. Draw your abdominals in. Exhale. Other side. Inhale. Draw your abdominals in. Exhale. So if you're using your abdominals efficiently, you've got that nice deep scoop through the center, but there's no pressure on the back. Your back is active, but again, you always want to feel strength versus strength. And forward. Let's hold it. Take a breath. Check that your neck and shoulders are easy, and use your abdominals to sit up tall. Take your arms back to goalpost as you sit tall through your spine. Check that your ribs are drawn in and your spine could be stacked like it's sitting along a wall. We're going to sniff 3 times and rotate. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Come back to center. Rotate the other way. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Now the trick here is to stay sitting right up on top of your sits bones. If you're rotating but leaning forward, you're going to come off your sits bones. So stay planted as if your sits bones are like 2 wooden stakes down in the ground, and you're lifting up from there as you rotate, 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 and center. One more each side. And come back to center and shake it out. Step your feet wide apart. Cross your hands so you're holding on to the thigh just above your knee, and pull your legs apart. Let your head relax, and you're just stretching across your mid-back. Breath in through your nose, and exhale out through your mouth. And then bring it all the way up to center. Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to move your chair out of the way, and we're going to come down onto all fours. So how do we safely get down onto the ground? We take 1 foot forward in that lunging position, and we bring ourselves down onto 1 knee, bring your hand to the floor, and then down onto 2 knees. You're going to place your hands over top of your shoulders, over your wrists, and your hips over your knees. Push through your arms and think about lifting and lengthening from your tail to the crown of your head. You're strong and stable. Picture a little 3-year-old monkey or a 5-year-old at that wanting a pony ride. You want to be strong and stable, ready to take that load by pulling your belly button in, but being strong through your arms. We want to hold the shape from your tail to your head. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to push into your hands, stand on your toes, hover your knees for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I know for many, weight bearing on the hands is not your most favorite thing to do. I get it, but the only way to strengthen your wrists is to weight bear. So do what you can, shake them out when you've had a nap, but do what you can. So lift and lengthen, strong arms, belly to spine. Notice my back is flat. As you exhale, hover your knees and hold for 4, 3. Notice from tail to head, I'm staying in a nice straight line, drawing my abdominals in to support my spine from the other side, and then I come back down. Again, as you exhale, push into the arms, draw belly to spine, hover the knees, hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Step your hands forward about 1 inch, so they're only very slightly ahead of the shoulders. We're glued, your hands are glued to the mat, and you want to pull your hands towards your knees. So you're creating a tension through your triceps, your lats, and your abdominals. Keep that tension consistent and and start to rock back, keeping that tension in the hands consistent, and then coming forward. Now come forward as far as you can, but you're shooting for your shoulders to come over top of your fingertips. Keep that tension. If you have a little quiver going on in your triceps, your mid-back, and your tummy, then you are in the correct neurological pathway for this exercise. This is what we call a primal movement. If you have a little one in your life somewhere, this is how babies start to crawl. They start this rocking action to find that movement through their joints, through the wrists, shoulders, hip, knee, and ankles. They're learning how to shift the distribution of their weight. We'll do one more. Keep that tension of the hands pulling towards your knees, and then to bring it forward. Perfect. All right, so we're going to come off our hands and to a seated position. We're going to sit nice and tall, put your hands against your shins. Feet are just hip distance apart, so they're parallel, not together. You've got some tension of your hands into your shin, and it helps to get that connection into the back and gives you that real feeling of your spine supporting you. Breathe in, open your chest up. And as you exhale, come back into that scoop that we did on the chair. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, scoop from your abdominals to come down. This time when you open your chest, let your hips and knees widen. Gives you a little more access to back extension. And then draw your abdominals in and curl back. Not a big range, but getting that differentiation of extension and flexion of your spine. One more time. Inhale, open. And exhale, contract. Take your hands now behind your thighs, just positioning your feet so they can stay flat. Relax your shoulders. Pull your abdominals in. Hold that nice deep scoop through your center. Breath in. As you exhale, keep your abdominals pulled in and slowly release your arms. Your back is really negligible in here. If you're feeling any tension in the low back, you've likely lost that scoop. And then come up, sit tall, lift, stretch up, curl back, hold. Shift your hands behind your thighs. Hold that nice scoop, checking that your neck and shoulders stay nice and easy. On your next exhale, find that scoop. Draw belly to spine. Release your arms and hold that position. Take a breath in. And coming up, take your arms up and just fold forward. You're going to sit tall, straighten your legs all the way out, squeeze them together. Reaching your arms out front, your hands are in line with your shoulders, elbows are straight. All we want to do is contract your abdominals to find that scoop, lifting up and in and getting some activation of your back. We breathe in. As you exhale, find that scoop we've been practicing and start to roll back. If you hit a sticky spot, rather than falling back, bend your knee, hold behind your legs, and help yourself down. That would be what we call a modification. Arms come overhead. Similarly, coming up, you breathe in and come to this chest lift. Arms are reaching, lined up with the shoulders. The exhale is you want to roll up, but again, rather than really heave-hoing yourself up, we're going to use your legs. So I'll show you this time. So breathe in, start to come back. If you hit a sticky spot, hand behind your leg. Support yourself to come down smoothly and safely. Then we reach arms overhead. Here's your modification. Inhale to your chest lift. We take your hand behind your leg, use your abdominals, but the weight of your leg creates a little bit of assistance. Breathe in to go back. Exhale. So what you're looking for is the movement has control and flow, a sense of smoothness to it. Inhale to your chest lift. Exhale. Use your abdominals to come up. As I come forward, my arms are in line with the shoulders. I'm lifted through my abdominals and lifted through my back. Inhale, start to move back. Exhale, sink all the way down. Again, inhale to your chest lift. Exhale, contract to come forward. Stop when your shoulders are over your hips, but you keep that sense of engagement through your abdominals and your spine. Inhale. As you start to move, notice your heels are sliding, but as soon as your pelvis touches down, your heels stay still. Keep them still, your hips are open and long, and then you come all the way back. One more. Inhale to your chest lift. Use your hand behind your leg if you need it, using your abdominals to come up. Now, here's where the change happens. We start to curl back, but this time you're going to bend both knees, bring your hands behind your legs, use your abdominals to come down onto the low back, but now you hold your chest lift and bring your legs into tabletop. You're going to release your arms, reach them long. Your options are feet can come down, hands can come behind the head. Either way, we start our breath. We breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now really lift. Sternum is reaching towards your thighs. Your eyes are on your knees. The movement is being held here from your upper abdominals, pressing your lower ribs down. We sniff, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blow, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoulders down and back. Arms are reaching. 2 more breaths. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Never rush a good thing. Milk every little drop of juiciness. Legs come in, head comes down. Relax your shoulders and turn your head side to side. Nice work. Bring your feet down to the mat. We want them lined up from the center of your feet. So again, your legs are parallel, not together. Your arms are long and active by your side. So there's some energy in the arms, which brings energy to the rest of your body. Just begin with an inhale. As you exhale, we just tuck the pelvis. Now hold that tuck for a moment. Check that you're relaxed in your glutes and light in your feet, just for now. And then you can untuck, or what we call a tilt. Again, exhale, sink belly to spine, feel your low back lengthen to the mat. So it's really just the muscles of your abdominals that are taking you into this tuck. And then you untuck. Now we're going to add on. Exhale, tuck. From here, keep your core engaged, but I want you to squeeze the lower fibers of your glutes right into your sits bones. Push your heels away from your seat, but they're stuck so they don't move. So that's what I call the squeeze. The third part is what we call the roll, where you're lifting from the lower part of your glutes as you reach your knees over your toes. Notice my throat is open, chest and sternum and ribs are soft, but we're looking for this hip extension, this glute activation, and then one more piece, narrow the knee angle. And now this is a glute, hamstring, inner thigh, and core exercise. Take a breath in and exhale. Slowly come down, keeping your hips open to the ceiling as long as you can, with the focus of rolling straight down through the center of your spine. Release everything at the bottom. So what we put together there was what I call scoop, squeeze, and roll. Breath in. As you exhale, there's your scoop, finding your core. The squeeze is activating your glutes, squeezing those lower fibers to the sits bones. As you push your heels away from your seat, narrow your knee angle, you roll up, but focus more on reaching your knees over your toes. So upper body is relaxed, lower body is active, hips and thighs are lengthened. Breath in. Keep your big toe down. Keep pressing into your heel. And as you exhale, gently roll down through your spine and release everything at the bottom. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Here's your scoop. Squeeze. Roll as you reach your knees over your toes, narrowing your knee angle. Check that your shoulders are back. Your collarbone is wide. Breath in. and exhale. As you roll down, this time you're going to take your arms all the way over the head by staying heavy through your ribs. Inhale. As you exhale, push your heels away from your seat. Find that scoop. Squeeze your glutes and press your arms. Create resistance of your arms as if they're pressing through water. You press your hands into the floor to give yourself just a little more into the glutes. Inhale, the knee angle is narrow. As you exhale, you gently come down. Arms float overhead. Ribs are heavy, but arms are long. Release everything at the bottom. Inhale. Exhale, scoop. There's the core. Squeeze the glutes. Push your heels from your seat. Press your arms. Create your own body's resistance until your hands press into the mat, creating a little more glute activation, hip extension. Inhale and exhale to come down all the way. Circle your arms around to the side so they come back to the side of your body, and this time bring your knees and feet all the way together. Arms will stay down as you breathe in. You'll exhale, find your scoop, squeeze, and roll. You reach your knees over your toes, tighten your glutes. You're going to stand into your right foot. Your goal is to keep your hips up and your pelvis level or square. Bring your left leg to tabletop. Press into your right big toe so the right knee doesn't drift off to the side. Instead, it helps to activate your inner thigh. Extend your left leg up. Keep your hips lifted. Reach that leg down, opening your hips. Flex your foot and lift. We inhale, reach away. Exhale, flex and bring it up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale to reach. Exhale back one more time. Inhale to reach. Exhale, return. Bend your knee, roll down from your toe to your heel. Give your hips one more lift, one more little glute and inner thigh activation. And as you exhale, you roll all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, scoop, squeeze and roll. Reach your knees over the toes. Check, ribs heavy, hips lifted, glutes on. Now stand into your left foot, including your left big toe as you bring your right leg to tabletop. Check your pelvis. Is it level? Extend your leg up and we breathe. Inhale, reach. Exhale, flex and lift. Inhale, reach. Exhale, flex and lift. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Bend your knee, roll toe to heel. Roll down through your spine and release at the bottom. Finding your lower core. Bring your right leg and left leg to tabletop. Hands come behind your head. Interlock your fingers. We take a breath in, moving from your upper abdominals. Think upper abdominals, pressing your lower ribs down, and there's your chest leg. Your head is supported. Check that you're nice and relaxed in the upper body versus pulling your head forward. We extend your right leg out. We rotate to the left, but just look at your left ankle. We bring the leg in and rotate center. Extend your other leg. Toes are pointing to the same spot in space. Open your throat, rotate, just look at your ankle. Bring the leg back, return to center. We're going to bring that together where the leg goes out and you rotate. Exhale, inhale to come back. Leg goes out, rotate, just look to the ankle and come back. And rotate, elbow soft and wide. And rotate, exhale. One more each side. Rotate, come back and exhale. Bring it back. Take one foot down, the other foot down, head comes down. Open your arms to a T and take your lower body over to one side. Reach your hip away from your ribs and breathe into that expansion. And exhale. Bring it back to center. Keep your knees and ankles together so when you rotate over to one side, your top foot comes off the mat. So we're creating more of a lengthening through the side body and the top of your pelvis. Breathe into that length as you reach that hip away from your ribs and come back to center. Lovely. We're going to take your hands behind your thighs. You're going to tuck your chin in. We're going to start to rock. So we want to be in a scoop position. Remember, balls roll better than boxes. So we're holding the scoop and we're just massaging our spine. This is a great way to get blood flow into your whole body because the blood moves through your spinal cord from your head down to your tail, which feeds your whole lower body. So we rock and we roll. And one more time, this time we're going to sit all the way up, sit all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, balance, balance. Take your feet up, open your legs a little, draw your shoulders down and back. Options stay here. Otherwise, we can take your arms up and we focus, balance 4 with the breath. Relax your shoulders. 3, pull your tummy in. You got this. 2, don't use that chair if it's there. And 1, and open your hips and stretch forward. Come all the way to seated. So we're going to come over onto our stomach. You'll be placing your hands under your forehead, relaxing your shoulders. Now, we want to keep your belly pulled in, and all we're doing is hovering your elbows, your forehead, and your shoulders off the mat, and then we come back down. So the key here is to press your pubic bone into the mat, draw your belly to spine, so your lower back doesn't take the load. Instead, it's protected and supported, and we just hover, shoulders down, abdominals in, throat is open, and then we return. And again, hover, upper body, legs stay down on the mat as you're supporting with your pelvis and your abdominals, and you come down. Our progression is we're going to exhale and lift. We're going to take your arms to the side, thumbs to ceiling, shoulders roll back, lift your eyeballs, not your chin, keeps your head in line with your spine, and lift, squeeze your shoulder blades together and down. If this is causing any tension or strain in your body, then all you do is our first exercise. And we squeeze, return, but keeping your head in line with your spine is important to no tension in the neck, and instead we're using our mid-back to hold the position as well as to move the arms. And we'll go just one more time, and we lift and we lower. Bring your hands under your shoulders, push yourself up, and now we're in a kneeling plank. We're going to do a few push-ups. Yes, we are. Now, your first choice is to be here from the knees, and as you bend your elbows and straighten them, you're keeping your body in a straight line. What's most important is that your pelvis and ribs are aligned. A modification is to bring your knees in and do the same movement from here. All we've done is shorten the lever. The third option is on the other side of this, which would be into a full body plank. So this would be the most challenging position. Elbows bend, holding your body straight. Second is from the knees. Third is from all 4. So all we've done is shorten the lever. So let's do 3 more. Strong arms, strong abdominals, keeping your head in line with your spine. We'll do one more time. We go down and up. Lovely. Good job. And then just sit back and stretch. Walk your hands over to one side. Take a breath. Feeling that nice stretching through the ribs. Walk your hands over to the other side. Take a breath. And exhale. Good. Coming to a seated position. If you're comfortable sitting cross-legged, you can sit cross-legged. You could also just sit back up onto your chair right there. Back is strong, chest is open. Softly put one hand to the floor, bring the other arm up. Relax your shoulders, anchor this hip, and just let your arms create expansion for your ribs. Let your head relax. Come up with the breath. Over to the other side. Good. Up. Remember, building the consistency of your exercise pattern is the most important. So choose any of my workouts on YouTube, from shorter ones to longer ones, whatever you have time for. But do something every day that makes your body feel great. And we go over, and over time, we build strength through the little steps. Let's take one breath in together. Inhale, bring your palms together. Exhale, arms come down. And I thank you for joining me. Namaste.